Many people, when they're applying for PR through Express Entry or any other program, they will have to prove their work experience. But then many people think that work experience means if you show some experience letter, they will be able to prove that work experience. But that is not how it works in general, especially in Canada. In Canada, for any program, let's say if you have to prove your work experience back home or a work experience of any country outside Canada, in such case you have to prove that it is a full-time job and it is a paid job and you have completed some X number of years in that job. So how do we know what is the duration of that employment? You will come to know the start date through an offer letter or an appointment letter, and you will know the end date through an experience letter. So that shows what is the start date and end date, that we can know the duration of the employment. Then how do we prove that it is a full-time job? To prove it is a full-time job, then we need pay stubs, right? So you need to have pay stubs which clearly mention for how many days you work and for how many hours that you have worked in that pay cycle. If the pay stub doesn't mention the hours, and then the offer letter or the appointment letter should clearly state that the day-to-day work is either 8 hours or 9 hours per day. But then, is it sufficient if you just show your pay stubs? No, it is not sufficient. But then how do we make sure that the pay stubs are real? We can know that from the bank statement, because whatever pay that is shown in the pay stub, that has to get reflected in the bank statement. So you need to provide the salary credits in the bank statement. So you need to prove bank statements for the last 3 months or 4 months, and that has the amount that gets credited to the bank account should match the amount that is shown in the pay stubs. But then sometimes if you don't have pay stubs and bank statements, you can prove the employment by submitting the tax statement like Form 16 or T4. Outside Canada, to prove the employment, you need to submit your offer letter, your relieving letter or an experience letter, your pay stubs, your bank statement showing the salary credits, and optionally your tax statement like Form 16 if you are not able to provide pay stubs or bank statements. All these combined will help you prove that you indeed work for that organization as a full-time paid job and for the duration of the employment. Imagine the case that all these are not required, if only the experience letter is required, then obviously anybody can print a very nice letter pad and put all that experience, whatever dates from date and to date on that letter, and can submit it. But that's not how it works, right? Hope it is clear for you.